Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Eternal Spoiler Breakdown. I'm M, and yeah, so I haven't been streaming for a day or so, or a couple. I haven't been streaming for a little bit, quite as regularly. There's been an incident at my house with an abusive roommate who is finally checking into mental care, and we have confirmed that they are out of the house while everyone else moves out of the house. I'm probably not going to go into all of the details. We will see. I might reconsider that in the future, but there have been ambulances and police cars and illegal recordings and a lot of other just horrible nonsense that has been just really activating, traumatizing. It's been a wild time, basically, but we've been handling ourselves pretty well. We've been taking care of our mental health, and as part of that, I have been pretty busy looking for apartments, and also when I am not busy, I have been just kind of a little bit more comfy holing up than going in front of a bunch of people when I'm still feeling a little jumpy and active. So we will be streaming again very soon. I'm just not going to set a set schedule for that. We're going to stream as soon as we feel like streaming, and that will be very soon, because basically all of this time I have wanted to get back to streaming. So we'll be back very, very soon. But while all that was going on, I missed this exciting promo card, so let's talk about that real quick. This is a 5-cost weapon called Gem Blazer Cannon. It's a 3/3, and when the wielder attacks, the Gem Blazer Cannon heats up. If it was already heated, it gets +3 in Overwhelm this turn, and then cools down. So it is a 3/3 weapon, which already pretty good, because that is just a really efficient stat line for a weapon. There is a 2/2 weapon for 2 called Crownwatch Longsword. It's always been just basically, I would say, almost the exact average card. Like it is right there in the middle on power level. But like 3 cost for 3/3 is just like an extremely efficient set of stats, and this is even more efficient because sometimes it's not even a 3/3, it's a 6/3. So you put this on a unit, the unit gets to attack once, and the unit gets no bonus at that time, but the second time that they attack, the weapon becomes a 6/3, similar to like Stonescar Maul stats, which are generally pretty highly valued in red. Like Overwhelm plus 6 attack plus the health to make sure that the card survives, like torches and chars and decay options, and basically also most trades, means this card attacks for a pretty significant amount of damage on the second hit. So with cards like these, the delayed gratification thing is definitely an important aspect of it. I am generally a big fan of delayed gratification designs, even though delayed gratification is not typically very powerful, because most cards that have delayed gratification and delayed effects often don't get to see that effect trigger due to removal spells and like just any sort of like slow removal, like Topple or Vanquish or Death Strike or anything along those lines can just kill a unit with a Gem Blazer Cannon real quick. So it's not typically going to be quite as huge a deal to actually get the +6 bonus. But the thing about this is that this card is just already very stat efficient and already giving you basically the exact kind of stats that you would want on a weapon. A 3/3 weapon for 3 is, in my opinion, kind of the perfect stat line. It's just super efficient. It gives you extreme ability to attack with. Basically, you can put it on anything is the primary thing. Like if you have a 0/1, like say the time card that when you amplify it gets +4/+4 and is otherwise an initiative the sands, then you can put a Gem Blazer Cannon on it, and it is now a viable attacker that survives a torch. Basically, any type of stat line is probably going to be happy with a Gem Blazer Cannon, because not only does it increase the stat line of the unit by such an efficient amount that it now goes over any units on the current board, but it also is very likely to give you just like a pretty significant damage increase and increase your clock, due to 3 just being kind of a better number than 2, in the same way that 2 is a much better number than 1. There's significantly increased returns at the like 1, 2, and 3 marks when you are increasing the stat line that don't continue on as the card gets stronger and stronger quite as much. Like having a 6 attack unit is very good, but it may only be worth like, you know, an extra, it may only be worth like a 4 cost or 5 cost card. It wouldn't necessarily be a 6 cost card. although in the case of Stonescar Mall, maybe. And the other thing about this, of course, is that like when you apply the Overwhelm to it, that means that the card gives you reach and the ability to win the game with it. So if you are in a stall situation, it doesn't quite solve the stall because you still have to trade with the Gem-Blazer Cannon, which means that if the opponent has something to double block you with, then Gem-Blazer Cannon isn't going to activate. But if you can actually trigger the attack once or do anything interesting with it, then that's like a pretty fun effect. Notably, this effect does work with Berserk units, so if you want to put it on, say, a Grenarender, or not a Grenarender, the Grenadin... the 2/4 Grenadin that when it attacks doubles up, then yeah, there's some decent options for Yetis and other types of Berserk units. Something like Cyber Skimmer in Expedition, which is, I think, just a simple 2/1 option. They're just like basically any number of 1 health units that are super happy to have this weapon to become very, very strong, and any number of Berserk units that are going to be really, really happy to attack with this weapon and suddenly deal just an insane amount of damage and get significant bonuses on top of that. This will also give Overwhelm to the unit while it is attacking, which could potentially be beneficial for very specific cards, Pellfire Valkyrie, that type of thing, where the damage being dealt off of the unit will just trigger for the turn because of the card heating up and getting Overwhelm, and you can get like the little Overwhelm splash. So yeah, there's a lot of like interesting interactions in giving things Overwhelm. Notably, this card is just really, really strong on deadly units, since like a 1/1 deadly Scorpion becomes a 4/4 deadly option that then attacks for 7, and if you block it, the Overwhelm and deadly work together so that the unit deals 1 damage to the thing that it's killing, and then the remaining 5 or 6 damage to the thing that it's attacking into. So keep in mind all those lovely interactions with Overwhelm. Many of them are very, very good here on account of the fact that Gem-Blazer Cannon just gives you the stats to survive long enough to actually trigger the effect. It was a super, super fun design. I cannot wait to play with it, and hopefully we'll be streaming super, super soon. My regular schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 to 10 PST. We are not on it this week, and we will not be on it on the 4th of July because I am going up to meet my niece, and I'm gonna be an aunt. I am an aunt, and I'm gonna go say hi to my new baby niece, which is gonna be really, really fun, and be up there for about a week without internet or strong internet. So yeah, things are gonna be a little spotty for the next couple of weeks, but we should be back on regular schedule Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 to 10 PST. So if you're watching this at a later date, or if you are just interested in tuning in, say, next week, we will be back on schedule very, very shortly. You can find me there. I'm also on Patreon and YouTube and all of those things. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a really, really lovely time, and see you next time for more Eternal Breakdowns and brews and highlights and all the other things that we're real excited to record just as soon as we get some new space and get back in the swing of things. Cheers.